Castle. I'm going to show you how to set up your Castle TSM-12 pocket cutting machine. So I went ahead and pulled everything out of the box. I have it here on the bench. So we have our main TSM-12 unit. We have our TSM-12 manual. You want to make sure that you read that before you get started. We have the worktop. We have 4 anti-slip feet with the appropriate hardware to attach the feet and the top. We've got our pocket cutting router. The pilot hole router is already installed, so we don't have to worry about that. Off to the side here, we have some accessories, some router manuals, router wrenches. We have a bit setup block. We have some sample wood plugs, a driver bit, and some sample screws. Let me go ahead and move the stuff that I don't need out of the way, and I'll come right back. Okay, so I've got the TSM-12 up on its back. There's a couple of things we need to do on the inside before we get started. Let me go in for a closer look and I'll show you what's going on. So here's the inside of the machine. There's 2 things we need to do before we put the feet and the top on. So if we look down here, we're going to see the pilot hole router. The drill bit is already installed. There's a protective sleeve on it that we need to remove. It has a slit in it. We just want to remove it. Next thing we need to do, this is the router carriage. Off to the right side, we're going to see some packaging foam. We want to remove that. Perfect. Now we need to install our feet. So if we take a look at the bottom of the Castle TSM-12, you'll notice that there's a hole in each corner. This is going to be for our anti-slip feet. So we're just going to take 1 foot, we're going to put it in the hole. We're going to take the provided nut. It's going to chase that up. You'll need a 1/2 inch wrench or a 1/2 inch socket, your choice. We're just going to snug that up. That's good. Let me do the other 3 feet and I'll come right back. Okay, so I have all 4 feet installed. Next thing we want to do is install the worktop. So the worktop has some anti-slip material on it. We want to put that down. And included in with the TSM-12 are 4 hex head machine screws. I'm going to start on the top. I'm going to align it to the hole in the case. We're going to take one of the nylon nuts. Just going to run that down. Before I tighten that, I want to go ahead and install the rest of the machine screws. Let me do that and I'll come right back. So I've got all 4 machine screws with nylon lock nuts in the back. Now it's time to snug them up. So there's an included Allen wrench in with the TSM-12 kit. So we're simply going to snug all 4 of them up. All right, let me do that to the other 3 and I'll come right back. So I've got all 4 machine screws tightened for the worktop. Now we need to install the pocket cutting router. We'll go back to the bottom of the machine. So the yellow piece right here is the router carriage. You'll notice that there is a U-bolt here. So the router actually fits in here. When you tighten up the T-nut that's up here, that's actually what's going to clamp down on the router. So here's our pocket cutting router. Of course, you have this flat spot where there's a little bit of a bevel here. That transition point is going to line up right here at the sheet metal. You also notice that there's a protective cover on the router bit. We can remove that as well. I like to orient the cord so that it's parallel to the sheet metal just so it doesn't get in the way. Simply going to slide this in the U-bolt. I'm going to hold it up tight to the router carriage, and I'm going to push it forward until it bottoms out on the router carriage right at the bevel. And we're going to tighten down the T-nut. Just going to make sure that's firmly secured. We don't need to over tighten it. We just want to verify that it's not moving in the router carriage. I'm going to go ahead and pull out the main power cord. We can go ahead and tuck the pocket cutting router cord up in the bottom of the unit. There is an electrical outlet in the bottom left here. I'm going to go ahead and plug that in. We can go ahead and flip the unit down. So here's the Castle TSM-12 setup and ready for action. Hopefully this video helps you out in the setup of your own TSM-12. If you like the video, please like, share, subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.